Here age relives fond memories of the past. And here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future.
The Mark Twain Riverboat is an attraction in Disneyland on which passengers embark on a scenic 12-minute journey around the rivers of America. Originally named the Mark Twain Steamboat when the park first opened in 1955, the stately 5/8 scale stern-wheeler was the first functional riverboat to be built in the United States in over 50 years. Passengers wait for the 28-foot-high, 105-foot-long riverboat, which departs every 25 minutes from inside a sheltered area located in Frontierland. The waiting area is made to resemble a real riverboat loading area, with cargo deliveries sharing space on the dock. Upon boarding the 150-ton vessel, passengers are free to move about its 3 levels. The lower deck's bow has chairs, and the upper deck provides a vantage point for viewing landmarks throughout the voyage. The wheelhouse is also located on the upper deck. The lower level of the wheelhouse features a sleeping area and a sink to maintain the illusion of this being the captain's living quarters. The pilot signals the departure and arrival of the Mark Twain using a horn and bell system, along with various signals to other rivercraft attractions. Because the riverboat travels along an I-beam guide rail, the pilot doesn't actually maneuver the ship. Instead, he serves as lookout for other river traffic and communicates his observations with the boiler engineer, who is stationed on the bottom deck towards the stern. This is where the throttle and reverser are located. From here, the boiler engineer controls the speed of the boat. Steam from the boiler is used to power the paddle wheels and thus pushes the craft along its guideway. The voyage features pre-recorded narration by a riverboat guide voiced by Pete Renaday. The narration playback, operated by the pilot via a control panel in the pilot house, points out the sights. As Disneyland was being built, designers conducted extensive research to build the Mark Twain like riverboats were built in the heyday of steam-powered ships. The decks were assembled at the Disney Studios, while the hull was constructed at Todd Shipyards in San Pedro. Fortunately, when the hull and decks were put together for the first time at Disneyland, they fit perfectly. The Mark Twain had its maiden voyage on July 13, 1955, 4 days before the park officially opened, for a private party celebrating Walt and Lillian Disney's 30th wedding anniversary. After a rough start due to an oversight establishing maximum capacity, the Mark Twain has had a successful 55-year career and is among Disneyland's iconic classic attractions. And now, step carefully on board and take a voyage around the rivers of America aboard the Mark Twain.
falls. If you see someone racing down the falls, just give them a smile and a wave. And be glad you're on the Mark Twain. Red flag and touchy.